and gentlemen, Stan Maycomer. I'm fourth generation. My boys are also fifth generation from this community. Couple questions. You keep talking about transparency. I have a question. Do department heads have the ability to hire and fire their staff, such as the police department, the fire department? That's not so, correct? That goes back to the Board of Selectmen, correct?
It goes back to the town manager. The town manager hiring and firing.
I'm just perplexed by that. How can somebody run a department if they have no teeth? I mean, in the private sector, that absolutely just doesn't fly. And, you know, I'm a little appalled with everything that happened with the police department recently. I mean, I personally had an incident, and that man's the only reason I didn't come at this town with a double-barrel lawsuit because of my little issue. I'm just curious what you would do to change these things, because I heard you all speak about being, you know, having a lot of faith in the people that run the departments. Yet it seems like it's a little dictatorship to me.
It's called the Charter Review Committee.
Well, are we reviewing that? I mean, you know,
it needs to be brought up.
Yeah.
But that's something, if you're looking to make a change, and that's the change that is being sought, then it has to go through a charter review, because right now the charter states that the town manager is the hiring and firing authority.
When is the last time that was reviewed? To be, I'll be quite honest, I've not been involved with my town's politics too much. I just pay the bills. I apologize for the chuckle during the water comments. I got a $2,200 water bill last year. Me and 3 boys. You know, and I'm too busy working 6 days a week, but you know, I'm starting to get a little disgusted with everything that's going on with my tax dollars. I'm not so appalled with the school money, even though my kids are out of school. An uneducated community is called Baghdad. So I'm fine with spending money on the kids, whether my kids are still in school or not, even though I probably can't afford to anymore. It's a good investment.
Let's ask the question about the, how would you go about giving more teeth to the department heads? Joe, you started to answer that. Do you want to take a moment to answer that?
If you're asking the question, should the department heads have the right to hire and fire their own personnel, the only way to do that is through a charter review.
Well, is the selectmen, if elected to the selectmen, I mean, you're already on, is there any plans of the other 2 candidates of trying to make a charter review? Is that something you're planning on doing in the future, Joe?
Well, that was brought up last, the beginning of the year in a selectmen retreat about a charter review. I brought that up, but as of yet it hasn't come to fruition yet.
Okay, can we give some, do you have more?
No, that's good.
Okay, Mark, you have a...
Well, I think clearly, if I'm elected selectman, I'm sure that I will get a debrief on the activity, and there would be naturally some questions on how everything happened, how we could avoid it in the future, if in fact doing a charter review would be appropriate to reestablish the chain of command in Ashland. Then maybe that's something that needs to be done. Your new town manager is a military guy who has a chain of command background, and I think it would be important to get his view on that and discuss it amongst the selectmen and see if that's necessary. I know that on the school side, the superintendent has the right to hire and fire her employees, and the school committee only addresses the hire and fire of the superintendent. Should it be that way with the town manager and the administrators on that team? That's really something that needs to be addressed with the selectmen and the town manager.
Is that something you advocate and will fight for, or you disagree and feel things are fine the way they are?
Well, I don't, obviously, I don't think things are fine the way they are, but that in many instances that could be related to the personnel involved. All right, that doesn't mean that the system is broken because there were personnel acting inappropriately at the time. So I don't know the detail. Once I get the detail, then I'll form an opinion based on those facts.
Okay, Scott?
Well, currently, the system that the police department is under in Ashland, the town manager is the police commissioner and the appointing authority. So the town manager is the one who hires, fires, promotes for the police department, and that's the situation currently. The details specific to the charter review and how that comes about, I think would be some significant work, but appropriate. I mean, you know, you mentioned some things about chain of command. I think that was an issue also. And those obviously would be addressed if that was, if the department head had the control of hiring, firing, and promotions. I think that's would be a good thing and a necessary thing.